Okay, we're looking at the first year core textbook, and we're on mixed exercise 8 on binomial expansion. Question 4, so this is an exam question and also problem solving, so possibly not completely straightforward. I have to think a bit about how we're going to tackle it. Okay, so when we expand this, the coefficient of x is minus 24. Okay, well, so let's have a think about what would happen if we did expand those brackets out. So obviously we don't know the power. You are given the formula for binomial expansion on the formula sheet. Okay, so you are given this. So for us, I've missed an x off, important. So for us, a is 1, b is minus 3 over 2x, and n is p. We don't know that. Okay, so my first term is going to be 1 to the power of p. Well, actually, that's all right, because that will just be 1. Then the term we were interested in is going to be from p, choose 1. It'll be 1 to the power of p minus 1, but that's just going to be 1. So in fact, I'm just going to rub that out. It just makes it look more complicated. And then minus 3 over 2x to the power of 1. Okay, so there's my x term. And what they're telling me in the question is that that should equal minus 24x. The coefficient of x is minus 24. Now, if it was any other term, this would really be quite tricky, and I'd have to use the NCR formula. But anything choose 1 is just the value of p. So 7 choose 1 is 7, 8 choose 1 is 8, 20 choose 1 is 20. So that is just going to be p. So the coefficient of x is p times minus 3 over 2, so minus 3p over 2. Okay, so the coefficient is minus 3p over 2, and I'm told that should equal 24. So if I multiply up by 2 and divide by minus 3, I get p is 16. Okay, and for this type of question, this is obviously from the first year textbook, p has to be a positive integer. We don't do any other type of expansion. So yeah, that's quite good that it ended up as a positive integer. Okay, right, so then the rest of the question becomes just a normal binomial expansion, because now I know that p is 16. I can just do the next two terms. So you don't have to do the whole expansion. I will, just in case you need a little bit of practice. But it would probably help if you could see my screen. Okay, so we're just doing. So now we know that p is 16. I've got everything I need to do the expansion. So you do get the formula. So it's 1 to the power of 16 plus 16 choose 1. I'm going to put the powers of 1, even though obviously they're all just going to equal 1, but I'll just put them there so we've got the pattern. And then b to the power of 1. And then it'll be 16 choose 2 times 1 to the power of 14. And then the minus 3 over 2x will be squared. And then I just need the next one along. I would just fit that in, I think. So 16 choose 3. 1 will be to the power of 13. And the minus 3 over 2x will be cubed. So all of those powers of 1 are just going to equal 1. So if you just didn't write them, that's absolutely fine. And also, we're only really interested in those two terms. So you really didn't need to write those out if you didn't need to. Okay, so then we just got to be careful. So I think the only other thing now is just being really careful with those powers. So those brackets are essential, because my x squared term is going to be 16 choose 2, and then times minus 1.5. And with sort of positive and negative, I just tend to look in advance and decide if it's going to be a positive or a negative term. So although I do have negative 3 over 2x, it's getting squared, so that is going to end up as a positive. So it's going to be 16 choose 2, and then times 3 over 2 squared, so times 9 over 4. Okay, so I will check this, but I'm getting that as 270 x squared. And then this next term is going to be negative, because I've got a negative to the power of 3. So that will come out as a negative. And it's 16 choose 3. And again, just don't forget that the 3 over 2 is going to be to the power of 3 as well. So I get that as 1890. And then the final thing I just want to be careful of before we check those answers is it just specifically asks for the coefficients. So my answer to B is just 270. It's not 270x squared. And my answer for C is minus 1890. It's not, I don't include the x cubed there. Let's just check those. 270 and minus 190. Cool.